What's up, guys? The video you me I go share, no fun and I go agree with what the man here say. But before you drop a comment, watch the video to the end. Me I go look in at the comment section, guys. Have a blessed day. I'm out.
So you read a comment, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and the comment say, I'm not understanding concept of homeschooling. What if them not have CXC? What if them this or that?
Well, what them not understand about full concept of homeschooling, alright, is the whole idea is to get away from slavery. Alright? Is to teach the children them a form of education that allows them to escape the 9-to-5 slavery. But everybody is caught in and think that's normal and actually should be. Yeah, so we are trying to teach them, if you work for anybody else, whether an individual or a corporation, you're a slave. All right, you might not want to look at it that way. You might want to feel like you're an accountant, but you're actually a slave. If you don't work, you don't get paid. All right, so we're trying to teach them how to be slave masters. Well, you're either a slave or you're a slave master. All right, and I'd rather be a slave master than a slave any day. Because you can be a good slave master or you can be an awful slave master.
Okay.
But a slave is a slave and the slave always depends on the receiving end. Alright? So we're trying to teach them what you need. Because school don't teach you how to be a slave master. It teaches you how to be a slave.
Okay.
So if you want to be a slave master, don't go to school. Okay. Just send your kids to school if you want them to be a slave master. If you want them to be a slave, send them to school and they'll learn how to regurgitate information when they're called upon. Alright, but if you want them to think for themselves, create something that they can pass on to the generations that will build wealth for them, now send them go to school. Alright? And so, my kids, nothing have to be slave. So, that's why we are trying to track where we depend. And we're not guaranteed anything, but one thing we know say, them pants, them not draw down and show them body.
Okay.
Alright? And when we tell them to do something, them do it. And all of them around me, I can't count for them, I can't count for what them do. Yeah. And I give thanks, I love them. Yeah.
Okay.
So now, I don't want to feel like being a slave master means that you don't work for other people. Because you can't master over anybody unless you've mastered whatever you have a master. Alright? So, it is to work for other people as long as you're going to learn a set skill is necessary, yeah, to master over anybody. So, me believe in a like where people do apprenticeships and learn a skill that will carry them through and that they can pass on. And my real belief, if you want to ask me, I really believe about education. I think every individual, whether them go to high school or college or not, to learn a practical skill. Whether it is like plumbing, welding, anything well practical and useful. Yeah, everybody needs to learn that. Because that's how I salt and backbone of society. Yeah, but if you go to school, I know too many young men and young women who graduate high school, sit around, because during the formative years, they never did learn a skill. They learn to sit on them butt and use them brain to do absolutely nothing. Alright, shuffle around numbers and words and regurgitate useless information. Where if them did learn one skill, when them graduate high school, them could have earned money right away. Enough people graduate high school and them don't know what them really want to do when them go to college. Or you're going to get indebted in a college and you don't really know what you want to do. So if you had a skill, you could be earning until you figure out exactly what you want to do. Alright, and if you never want to go to college, you could be earning. Me know a young man, when I was in high school, he get kicked out in my 10th grade and he went to reform school. After that, he got to prison. Alright? He had no college. He didn't graduate high school. Now, when me leave college and come back home, this young man had 27 people working for him. He owned multiple apartment buildings. Alright? So, in a school are the ingredient for success. Alright, you have to street smart. You have to learn how to do business. You have to learn how to satisfy the wants. Alright? Yeah, and the needs of customers. You can't just have your idea and not go push that down people's throat and think that people know what they need. And so when you give people what they need, people give them money. And so I believe in studying people's psychology, understanding them needs, and you have always have a market for your product. Yeah.
So next question. When you say accountant, you're a slave. But now if you work for yourself as an accountant.
If you own an accounting firm, all right, and you don't have to go to work because you have other accountants and managers running your accounting firm, you're not a slave. But if you have to get up every day and go to work, even if you own the business, it's still a slave. It's a slave to your own business. And you're not really free from the business until you have people do every single step along the way. And whatever left over is yours. Alright? And if you're smart enough to create it in a way, but enough are go left over, so you never have to even think about work. Yeah? So you have to create a system where you can come out of it totally and still profit. That is how you escape slavery. And as long as you create that system, if you have to get up and go to work every day, you're still a slave. So I think because you start a small business, you escape slavery. You just become an even worse slave because you have to work 18, 20 hours a day in that business. You have to create it in a way where you can come out of it 100% and your business still operate and make your money. I challenge that to life. If you have a really good IQ and you're very smart, outside of like book smart, intellectual smart, you can make that happen. So many people have master's degrees and PhDs and them still have to get up and go to work because your brain is a pea brain. You only know how to regurgitate, and you don't know how to think, and you don't know how to react to what the market wants. Alright, so you can only go and apply for a job from somebody else that is going to pay you. Alright, so no matter how many degrees you get, you're still going to be a slave. You only break free when you create a system that pulls you out of slavery.
Okay. Thank you very much.